Well, also covering this story for us today is Armen Georgian from our Foreign Affairs desk, and he joins me now. Armen, put this flow of migrants into context for us. What do you make of the images we've been seeing today?
Well, it's a very high inflow of migrants compared to what happened in 2020. I mean, if you look at what the Spanish government is saying, they've suggested that there have been 6,000 arrivals by Tuesday morning, so of this week. It's hard to calculate exactly. I mean, the president of Ceuta says we can't know the exact figures. It may have changed since Tuesday morning, but it was said to be around 6,000 then. But if you compare that to 2020, the Spanish government figures there say just over 2,000 people crossed into the enclave in the whole of the year of 2020. So now a much bigger flow than that simply in the last few days. So it is a very startling change in the situation. As we've heard, some of those are Moroccan citizens, or thought to be, and therefore they will be returned to Morocco. In fact, some of them have already been returned to Morocco. But historically, if you look at migration into, or attempted crossings into Ceuta and Melilla, they've been done by a sort of mix of Moroccans and people from sub-Saharan African countries. We know that there have been some arrivals on Tuesday as well into Melilla, the other enclave, but in much smaller numbers than Ceuta.
And Armen, talk to us a little bit about relations between Spain and Morocco, because diplomatic tensions do seem to have worsened recently, particularly over the issue of the Western Sahara, and that may be playing into this crisis a bit. Well, what are your thoughts?
Well, the tensions come from the fact that Spain decided to give medical to Brahim Ghali, who is the head of the Polisario Front, which wants independence for Western Sahara. Morocco says that Western Sahara is sovereign Moroccan territory. And Spain says it's a purely humanitarian issue. This is simply about medical aid to a person in need, but Morocco clearly doesn't see it that way. It says Spain's decision to help Mr. Ghali is not in the spirit of neighborliness and cooperation. So Morocco's clearly very unhappy with that decision, and Rabat has reminded Spain that when Spain had its crisis with the regional government in Catalonia that was trying to stage an independence bid, that Morocco supported the Spanish central government against that bid for Catalan independence. So is this playing into the situation? Well, according to the president of the Ceuta enclave, yes, it is. He says he believes that essentially Morocco loosened controls on the Moroccan side of the enclave so that more migrants would come in and create a problem for Spain. At least that's what he's implying in his recent remarks. But the Spanish government officially rejects that linkage, Madrid saying it's inconceivable that Morocco would actually risk the lives of children and minors and young people just to make a political point like that. And Madrid also underlining the fact that there is this bilateral agreement between Spain and Morocco to return people who have come from Moroccan territory and ended up in Spain if they've done that unlawfully. And so why, essentially, this is how Madrid is putting it, why would Morocco create a sort of boomerang effect for itself where it then has to process people that have left Morocco and been sent back to Morocco? That doesn't make a lot of sense. So Madrid is rejecting that linkage, but certainly the regional authorities in Ceuta seem to believe that there is a linkage.
Armen Georgian for us there. Thank you very much indeed.